All right, and welcome to today's Byron on the Rooftop, where we investigate why a wood-burning stove is not operating properly at 8,500 feet. Brand new soapstone made by Hearthstone. It is the Mansfield type product. There's a lot of mixed reviews online about this product saying it may or may not be a good burner. Now, all wood stoves have a firebox in which the fire burns, solid cordwood fuel. These fireboxes need a point of fresh air inlet. Demonstrated right down here. We've got a 4-inch inlet going through the log cabin, and we'll check it on the inside. We're going to check for airflow here shortly, and they need an outlet. And the way they get draft, which is a pressure differential, is having a tall chimney. So as you can tell, this flagpole on the side of this beautiful mountain log cabin has sufficient draft. We have 17 feet top to bottom. We meet the manufacturer's spec, but let's take a look at the unit inside. Now we're looking at the Hearthstone Mansfield inside the home. Come on up close, and we're going to try and diagnose why this unit is not drafting properly. The customer says repeatedly after 12 months of use, this thing, and the customer says, is a dog. It just doesn't light well. So this is where the fresh air comes in on this unit. It comes in down low in the rear. It comes up, it bifurcates, goes left and right, and it just terminates right there. That's it. The air comes in here. This is the other air supply into the stove, creating an air wash that comes down under the fuel load. And then right down here is a little port. It's like a Boy Scout blowing under the fire. So those 3 points are where the air enters the stove, and it travels from underneath the appliance up to here. So we're going to take a look primarily at the back. And the way we get there is by taking out the ceiling baffles, which has already been done for us. We undo 2 screws on the right side. Can you see that okay? And then we're going to lift, actually we take this Phillips screw out of the back wall, and then we're going to examine where the airflow comes in. We're going to lift this out, and you'll notice the ends are sealed. It is a giant T shape. You can kind of zoom out so you see this whole thing here. So the air enters at the bottom, comes up, and it just terminates right there. So as it needs air, it pulls it in. We'll set this to the side, and then we look inside. So as we come in, this is the air inlet. And if we do this right, you can see the air shutter closed and open back there. And it doesn't go fully closed because this appliance will always need a trace amount of air. And now on the back of the appliance, we can see where the fresh air enters. This is a 4-inch semi-rigid aluminum vent that comes down and is necked down to a 3-inch. We've taken this off already to try and investigate why this appliance is not drafting well. Down underneath the stove, I've removed one of the 2 fresh air kit screws and swung this thing out of the way so that we can look up. And that's it, folks. It is 2.5 inches by 1 3/8 of an inch. That's it, what you see my fingers. And that's all the air that is permitted to enter the stove. Right now I'm on the back of this stove, and it appears this piece of metal here was attached with 2 sheet metal screws. And I pull this off and I look at it, and it appears to be field made. The holes are not even, the metal is sharp and unfinished, and the cuts are jagged. It's been attached with 2 of these screws, which are common pan heads. It's not using the factory approved black partially thread cutting screws. And then I look under here when it's removed, and oh my gosh, look, when this is down, this whole thing was blocked. The only allowance for air was right here. I believe that this is the incorrect adapter for this appliance that was blocking it by over 50%. So I believe whoever installed this used some kind of aftermarket or with the wrong model fresh air supply. So I look forward to trying this appliance with this off today and see if the customer notices a difference. Because that little air supply that I showed you a few minutes ago was way too small. This looks much better. This looks much better. All right, so now in summary, we've pulled off what we believe is the incorrect one. We'll try and show you a picture online of what the correct one looks like. This probably works for another make, another model. And then right here, the way this was connected was kind of shoddily done in a shoddy manner. Poor craftsmanship. So over here, this is an aluminum 3x4 increaser decreaser for like dryer vent sort of thing, and it was crimped and crammed inside. Not recommended because you're reducing the actual cross-sectional area of the pipe by crimping it, and it's just hand field crimped. So that really should have gone over the top and not be crimped if they were going to do a 3x4. All right, we have identified poor craftsmanship of the part, the wrong outside air kit adapter, hand fabricated pieces. Hey, note to all you techs and all you DIYers out there, if you are finding yourself reaching for a pair of tin snips and a handbrake to make it work because you don't want to go back to the store to get the part, or if you're a technician, please pump the brakes. These are factory parts. Every piece of this is UL listed, and you need to get the correct UL listed part. So now we're going to light that fire. We're going to get a heat signature going up the inside. Then we're going to go ahead and throw our smoke bomb in the rear, which is going to be kind of interesting. We're going to set it right in the exhaust and watch it draft up. So as you guys may know, on most of these, there's a little baffle up there, and we need that baffle open. It's maybe hard to, there we go. You can see that it's open there. So in order for the exhaust to get out, you can't put it at the back. You got to put it right here at the front. I'll zoom out so you can see that thing suck over. Okay, we got good draft. All right, so now we got a smoke pellet. If you guys don't know what these are, this is a superior smoke pellet. This is, I think, 30 seconds, 250 cubic feet of smoke. So a good amount. It's not massive, but we need to get it going. We're going to use the incorrect constructed piece of sheet metal here from the previous installers. There goes our smoke, and that's all it does. It sits there and smokes. Now we're going to take the phone. We're going to come around here, and we're going to hold it right by the inlet. See if it sucks in. Ooh, look at that. And just to be abundantly clear, we went outside and we see the wisps of smoke coming through the black cap. So in summary, in this particular case, this Hearthstone stove may be a properly installed and operating unit if it had been properly installed. I don't think this is operator error. This is installation error. This is a craftsmanship and workmanship issue that we are going to advise the customer take up with whoever cut that sheet metal in the field and said, hey, Bob, give me my handbrake and tin snips and black stove paint, which is not appropriate when you're supposed to be using UL listed parts. This woman has undergone a full winter up here at this beautiful mountain community with no proper heat because her stove literally wouldn't work. It was 50% blocked on the inlet through craftsmanship error. Feel really sorry for her. So anyways, maybe you can wish her a warm winter from your warm hearth. This is Byron on the Rooftop signing off. Wish you and your family all the best.